Hey, this is Josh.
This is Mike.
This is Jordan.
This is Derek. We're the Admiralty, and you're listening to AntmanVs.
Music Familia Productions, world premiere.
You'll never get the best of me, I'm anti-everything. You'll never get the best of me, I'm anti-everything.
Ant-Man and his intern Siobhan also bring you so much more than that. Live, local, from Ant-Man HQ Studios every Tuesday and Thursday, starting now.
What's going on, Rock?
What's up?
Man, so I'm so used to seeing you on YouTube, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird, right? So, you're hanging out live. We're going to be hanging out until 10 o'clock. We're going to be talking about the YouTube channel. We're going to be talking about a little bit of this, a little bit about that. And we're going to be talking about where you got started, I guess, a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on YouTube for a while. I mean, I've had the channel that I've got now, I've had it for, man, I can't even think of how long I've had that. But I've only started like posting videos as of maybe, I'd say a little over a year ago, maybe a year. Actually, that's why the shirts say 2015
Yeah,
on them.
dude. So I was able to thank you so much for bringing this lovely shirt in. You and the awesome, amazing Mrs. Rocky X come in and hang out. So thank you so much. She's in the sideline back there.
Yeah, she's hiding over
hanging
here.
out. Yeah. So, but she's we're gonna be talking about her and her guiding, pushing, kicking your ass around.
She's done that a lot.
Yeah, right. But it's necessary though.
It is. If not, I would just be sitting around like eating Cheetos and
I
doing
can
nothing.
relate, dude. The inner fat kid, as we speak, is like grumbling.
Yeah.
So, crazy, man. I don't know where to start, man. What is the first thing that you can remember grabbing a hold of before it was YouTube?
Well, I got to think of the adult thing to say in that situation.
Nah.
Actually, I've been into vehicles and stuff, ever since I was a kid. Actually, before vehicles, it was audio equipment, speakers. I was like a speaker nut. Whenever I would get my grandparents did a lot of like flea markets and yard sales and stuff. So whenever we would go to a flea market or an auction or something, my grandpa would always end up, getting these old crappy speakers and sell them at the flea market. And half the time I would steal most of them, and he would wonder where they went. And I had this huge collection of speakers in my room, and I was just completely obsessed with speakers. Didn't matter what they were, and I always had to take them apart to see what the speakers themselves look like. So I'd rip the cloth off of them and pull the speaker out and look at it. And then I think that is how I got into vehicles, was like started messing with the audio systems in cars. And then I'm like, I need to figure out how the rest of this works. So then I started messing with the rest of the cars. And then I basically just been into working on vehicles and anything with a motor ever since I was probably 6 or 7.
Now you, on the YouTube channel, you basically work on your own personal vehicles, a lot. And that's what you use as a reference point to get other people engaged. And I think that's personally great. That's better than working on somebody else's vehicle, because that vehicle drives away, and then whatever happens to that vehicle down the road, so I think it's like a trial and tribulation opportunity to sit there in the driver's seat or in the passenger seat, so to speak, in the video and sit there with you, and the cool thing is you can pause the video or stop and play as you need to, and one of my friends followed up your glove box installation video, and he was like, it was really easy to install the glove box after I watched the glove box installation video.
I can only imagine somebody trying to install that thing without a video, because if you watch towards the end of that video, I get so pissed off at this glove box, because when we were looking at them, we wanted, to get one of the metal locking armored glove boxes. So I was looking through the different brands, and there was, a couple of them that were some lower end, and then there was like a medium one that was like, I want to say it was like $60. But then we were looking into them, and then we saw, the top of the line, this, I can't even remember the name of the company now. What is the name of that? I don't know. But they basically make a lot of stuff for police cars, like their cases for their laptops and all that.
Oh, yeah.
So then I was like, okay, it must be good stuff. So I went from looking at a $60 glove box to a $160 glove box and bought that one. And to be honest, the quality was okay, but it was just not well thought out on how they designed this thing. So the little video that I put together shows you how you can get through making this thing, installing this thing in a fairly easy, quick manner. But it took me every bit of 3 days to install that damn thing. it was like, I will not use another one of their products.
Right.
It's just, so maybe it's good I can't remember their name, so I don't say it.
Right. So what I mean, so it's not just oh cool, I got this product in the box and I'm gonna do this awesome YouTube video. That's not how it works at all.
No, that glove box that I actually, well, the wife actually purchased that. As she's known on my YouTube channel always as the wife, and it's
Yeah.
but we actually bought that. I get a lot of products sent to me, and for the size of my channel, that's one of the things I get a lot of questions about. Where people are like, "Man, you're really lucky that you get that, and how do you get all this stuff? You know, you're getting more stuff than this guy with this many subscribers and all that
Work
other
my
stuff."
ass off.
And that's it. It's just, I mean, it goes from being a hobby to a full-time job. But when you put, when you're really getting into it and spend a lot of time working on stuff like that, companies will recognize it. And if you show their product how it's supposed to be shown. Now, if it's a crap product that somebody sends me, I'm going to say it's a crap product.
Right.
And I tell them that as soon as they contact me. I'm like, do you stand behind your product? And would you put your own product on your own personal vehicle? And if they say they wouldn't, then I'm like, okay, then why would I put it on mine? Or if you want to go ahead and send it to me, I'm going to put it on. And if it performs like shit, I'm going to say it's a piece of shit.
Right.
And so that's how you kind of weed out a lot of the companies. So some companies will be like, well, I don't want to work with that guy now because he's like that. But then you get some of the companies that do stand behind their products and know that, okay, we make good stuff, so we'll send it. So that's why I've got a lot of good companies back behind me, when a lot of other channels that are similar to my size are kind of getting a little bit more of like the bargain bin kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you got to start somewhere, and that's how I started. But that's basically how I've been able to get name brand stuff with my size of channel. That's just, people are always asking that.
What's one of the things that really, having your own YouTube channel, like I even experienced it running my own YouTube channel, you get some of the crazy off the wall questions or some of the crazy off the wall stuff, and some of the stuff you can't even post or put back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's almost like if you're gonna talk or brag about it, like you gotta like screenshot it or take a picture of it with your phone and then put it on social media, because some of the questions that you get asked are just kind of like, wow.
Yeah, I get more of just weird comments. Like, I'll get some odd questions, but more of the comments that I get, and a lot of them revolve around the tattoos. They're like, well, what's with or the ears? They're like, what's up with the gauged ears and the tattoos? Like, why would you get an ugly tattoo like that? And I go over and look at their channel, and of course, I don't want to, put any hate out there, but I look at the channel, and I'm like, nope, not gonna say anything, because I'm like, it's ridiculous what some of them say. One comment was actually me commenting about a product on another YouTube channel, and it's a company that just sells all kinds of different products for Jeeps. And so it's not like I was taking a shot at any person or anything like that. I was just saying, whatever the video was, I was like, I think it was for an exhaust system. And I was like, I have that exhaust system. I did an install video of it. And, watch out for this, watch out for that, trying to help people out.
Yeah.
And somebody commented back and said that, you're an opinionated little cunt, aren't you?
Wow.
And I'm
You're
like,
bloody bastard.
What? I'm just trying to tell you, watch out for this. I didn't say don't buy this product or anything like that. I'm just like, you have to cut it. It doesn't fit. It's too long, but it's a good product. And I'm like, wow, this guy just really got upset.
Wow. So I want to give a huge shout out to some of our sponsors tonight. We're going to be hanging out with Rocky XTV all the way up till 10 o'clock. We got a brand new Douchebag Criminals. We have a special ticket giveaway tonight as well. I got 2 tickets to Upchurch the Redneck and Charlie Bonnet on August 26th at Muddy Creek Saloon. So you're going to have an opportunity to call in live. 2 tickets to the show. So make sure you guys are 21 or older to make sure to call in for the show. But we're going to be doing about that probably 9 o'clock hour. But Columbus Botanical Depot, Raw Designs, and Photo Nation AP, as well as Rocky XTV, I want to give a shout out to you guys as well. Thank you so much for being a part of Music Familia Productions and helping us get around. And Rocky, man, I love this shirt, dude. Thank you.
They're still growing on me. Like the image when we ordered them, looked really good, and then they look really good, but this green, man, it's still growing. I like green, but it's not the type, color green that I've gotten like most of my tattoos that I really like. So it's still growing on me, but the wife actually made the design, so I have to give her credit for that. She did the design and all that stuff.
We're gonna be, like I said, we're gonna be talking about the wife. We're gonna be talking about a little bit of this, a little bit about that. I got a song pulling out of my archive here. I just have this miscellaneous folder with like 369 different songs in it. And I just pulled one out because we were just talking about some stuff. And, you know, you think about other YouTube channels and other stuff like that. So I got this song called Vampire for these guys.
Yeah.
So we'll check this out right here. We'll be right back after this. Check out my new website, AntmanVs.com, for more. And we are looking for open sponsors. If you're looking to get involved with us, you can hit us up, AntmanVs.com, or musicfamiliaproductions@gmail.com. We're going to be right back after this with a little bit of Vampire. Let's get it. going on, Rocky?
Same old, same old.
A little something different right there.
Yeah.
This vampire kind of reminds me of like watching like one of the old Tarantino like Grindhouse.
Yeah.
You know, zombie type stuff. So hanging out, man. What have you been up to, man?
Pretty much the same thing. Always trapped in the garage talking to a camera. It gets weird after a while. Like when I first started doing videos, my very first video that I did was a gun disassembly video. And I set up the camera and I started doing it and I started talking. And then I was like, no, I'm done with this talking thing. So I changed the camera angle and it only showed the gun. And I just pointed at stuff and I didn't even talk. I'm like, it took me forever to actually start talking to the camera.
It's a huge thing, man. Like, if you've never been on YouTube or been in front of the camera or any type of radio, audio, or any stage presence, as soon as that red light goes on, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, you like lose all words. You're like, and I've got stuff written down, and it's like I can't even read. Like I forget how to read after that happens.
Yep. And then you get frustrated, and then you start writing, and then your writing's all effed up. So you're like trying to read it. You're like, I don't understand. Yeah, man. So we've been friends for quite a while.
Yeah, it's been quite a few years.
Yeah, like more than 5 now or so. Because I remember you guys were doing the production stuff, the audio stuff, all over Ohio or Columbus, you know.
X13 Sound Services.
Yeah.
That was fun. But I kind of miss that sometimes, just because getting to work with the bands and all the local people. But the one thing I don't miss is carrying around all that equipment.
Oh yeah.
It was. I think our lightest speaker was like 85 pounds.
Oh yeah. I helped carry a couple of those a couple times.
Yeah, it's
like I left a couple of my nuts at a couple of shows. Like definitely, man. But I mean, the cool thing is that a lot of people, you have to know where you've been to know where you're going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think at the end of the day, a lot of people forget that. So I think people like you and Mrs. Rocky X, who are able to make something from nothing. Like, hey, look, I want to start this idea today, and bam, and look, here it is. You know what I mean? You're doing it. So I mean, what's your biggest piece of advice to people out there that are wanting to like get YouTube paid? People are like, I can't wait to ask them about getting paid by YouTube. I'm like, is that really all that you can ask? Like, you can think of to ask this guy? Like, really?
If you're looking to get paid, YouTube is not the way to go.
Right.
I mean, unless you're one of those, overnight sensations that all of a sudden, you start your YouTube channel and then 3 days later you've got 2 million subscribers.
And that doesn't even happen.
Yeah, I mean, but you're not going to make really any money at it. It's just got to be something that you're passionate about, and just keep going with it. And I mean, eventually you will start to see some returns. I mean, like on you'll have some videos that you'll just lose your ass on if it's stuff that you're actually purchasing and doing yourself. Sometimes it'll pay off. If you get enough views and all that stuff, you might break even. That's about it. And if you have people supply you with stuff and then you get a decent amount of views, but it's still nothing. Like, you're not going to make a living off of doing YouTube, and unless, like I said, you've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So you just try to get in with good companies and good people, like-minded people, and like we were talking before the show, professional people. That's the biggest thing.
I think when you sit down and you talk about running a podcast or a YouTube channel or, man, X13, I mean, prime example, anything. It's about etiquette, it's about responsibility, it's about professionalism, it's about knowing your brand, knowing what you're putting out there, and knowing the people that are going to be affected by this. Yep. And you have to be mindful that it's not about okay, well, I'm targeting this guy and this girl for this reason. Okay, well, what about the other 19 people that saw it that you didn't even mention?
Yeah.
Those 19 people are going to be the ones that are going to bury you. Yeah. Because they're going to be like, well, that dude didn't even do that. Like, so I mean, you have a he said, she said, and then it's always his, hers, the truth. That's what I've always found.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's 70-30 at the end of the day. 70% of it's really awesome, and 30% of it can be really, really frustrating.
Yeah.
But, it's an everyday job. I mean, it's not like, well, okay, I'm going to do this video on Wednesday. No, you're up on Monday. Like, all right, cool. What product am I going to do on Wednesday? Type of deal. you know. And how many days does it take you to really wrap up a video?
Just doing the filming, normally I automatically set aside at least 3 days just for doing the filming of the video. Because a lot of times I'll have to take stuff apart and go back and reshoot it. I'll sit there and I won't even notice that I didn't explain this part or this part, because to me a lot of it comes easy. But then I kind of forget that I'm making a how-to video and I'm not showing people how to. It's like I'm just doing it and then I'm like, damn it. I gotta take all of this back apart and then start all over again. And so just with the filming is normally at least 2 or 3 days, and then a day's worth of editing. And if it gets a little complex, sometimes 2 days worth of editing.
Has it helped you cope with a lot of issues? I know we've been friends for a while. I believe it or not, I use this whole mechanism that I use as a coping kind of tool as well. It kind of helps me break the ice a little bit, be a little bit more sociable than I normally would be any other time. Kind of puts you in a spot where you kind of have to be.
Yeah, that's when we first met, and most people that actually know me when would go out to see shows and stuff like that. I was the guy that sat over in the corner by himself until he had a couple beers at least, and then would talk to people, or people had to come up to me and talk to me, and then I would warm up to it. But after doing the YouTube stuff, and after getting 100 videos in, I'll find myself talking to myself or just going up to random people to talk to them for no reason. It's like, why am I talking to this person? And it's like, maybe they're holding, maybe subconsciously I think they have a camera and I have to talk to it. I see a camera somewhere and I have to talk to it. Like, there's a camera, I have to talk to it. Like, today I'm going to show you how to do this. Like, I'm going to show you how to make noises with your microphone like that. And so it does help with, being shy around people. It helps cope with anxiety and stuff like that. I mean, and it just keeps your mind busy, and sometimes it gives your mind too much stuff. So like when I don't have stuff to do a video on, even if I've got a backlog of like 3 months worth of stuff, so I'm like, oh, I can sit back and relax and not have to worry about filming a video. 5 minutes later, I'm freaking out. Like, I have to make a video. So I'm looking through a catalog, not a cat, nobody has a catalog anymore, but sitting there scrolling through on the phone, like looking at parts for Jeeps, and then I find something and I show the phone to the wife, like, I need to get this, and she's like, no. Okay, I gotta find something a little bit cheaper. Can we get this? No. All right. And then eventually we'll find something like, how am I gonna do a video on an ashtray? It's like,
the funny thing, man, about the whole overnight sensation thing is like you said, a lot of people think that they just flew in and took it and it just took off. Like, no, like a lot of people probably sat back and I'm sure there's a way to form your YouTube to where it's not public, but you're building it and you're putting it together. And then once you hit create, it's like, bam, 100 videos or 5 videos, whatever. And it's all set up. It's kind of like launching a website, if you will. And man, I mean, you're taking off. You really are. It's getting there now. In the beginning, it was I still do it, but like checking how many subscribers I have like every couple of hours. I'm like, did I get a new subscriber? I lost a subscriber. Did I get a new one? And I finally got to the point now to where I can relax on it a little bit. And now sometimes I won't notice if I gain one or lose one. It used to be if I lost one subscriber, I knew it and I freaked out. And I'm like, okay, the next 10 videos have to be 20 times better to replace, not necessarily to replace that subscriber, but to get another one back. And now it's just, I don't know, it's kind of a hard thing to explain unless you're actually, in the YouTube world. Right. You don't really, I don't think you really understand how obsessed you can become with doing it. And it was a hobby. And like I said, now I think I'm slightly obsessed with it. It's not hard though. I mean, the YouTube and social media and all that. I mean, for bands, for music, I have bands that talk to me all the time. Like, how do you stay relevant? How do you do this? How do you do that? And my only answer is I want to be here that bad. I mean, if you want to be relevant, you're gonna have to make the steps, take the steps, do what you need to do. And you're going to have to, as many times, as many videos as I've posted, as you've posted, like, some of them only get 5, 10, whatever. I mean, it is going to happen.
And you have that video that you put so much work into, and you're like, this is going to be the best video ever. And then you upload it, and it doesn't get any views, and you're like, what? It's just, it'll drive you crazy. And it, like you mentioned with like bands, it's you have to love doing it, and you have to love doing it all the time. It's like if you ever go to, I know you've been to a few of the shows, you go and, you know, there's a great band, but there's like hardly anybody there. But the band still plays like the place was packed, even though if you're the only person sitting there, and they still give 100%.
I think those are the people that really, those are the shows that I will continuously support and go to, you know, because even if there's one person, no people, whatever, they play it at, they leave it on the stage every chance they get, you know, and then I think that's kind of what you have to do with the YouTube also, you know. I know a lot of people out there, you know, they're like, man, you know, you're doing the YouTube, you're doing interviews, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like, how a lot of people are like, oh, you must be making it, you must be famous. I'm kind of, you just kind of chuckle. I mean, you know,
You're famous around here. I mean, like, you say Ant-Man, you know, in Ohio, and a lot of people know who
a
you
lot
are.
of people know who I, right. But you know, like you said, you know, you never really know the people you're impacting. And I was going through my analytics last week, looking at it.
That's always fun to do.
And I was like, man, like checking it out, and I was like, 4 countries, and I was like, wait, click more, and I'm like, oh, click more, and I oh man, so UK, Australia, 47 of the 51 states. And we are in Australia, so UK, Australia, United States, and then the other one was England, if I'm not mistaken. So
Australian people must really, really love YouTube because it's like when I go into mine, it's a little over 3%. It's like 3.5% of my total views are from Australia.
It's like 3.5, 3%. Yeah, that's what mine is, right?
And I think only 83% might be from the United States of mine, and the rest of them, like a lot of, you know, from like Brazil and stuff like that. And it's I mean,
I got a lot of people from Alaska. Like, I got people from Alaska. I'm like, oh, so they're chilling in their igloos, listening to the music. All right, right on. But so you started with Jeeps. Now you work on all kinds of other vehicles too.
Yeah. I mean, I actually, the first vehicle that I started working on was a 1986 Pontiac. What is it? A Grand Am. I think that was the first car that I actually learned how to fix a lot of things on, because it was
2-door or 4-door.
It was a 2.
Yeah.
It was that maroon, ugly maroon color with the gray trim. The split grille that just made it.
Grandma, can I use the car?
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
I was 11, and I got the car I saved up. It took a long time to save. I started saving probably when I was 8. I didn't know what I was saving for, but I just, for some reason, had to save some money. And then I think I was 11 or 12, I can't remember, and actually got this car for $350, and I ended up having to, you know, rebuild the motor, the transmission. It needed all new suspension, and I basically learned a lot of that myself. And then from my dad and my uncle, they were both, you know, master mechanics and stuff. So I learned a lot from them, and they had a different way of teaching. It wasn't, this is how you do this, this is how you do that. The way that my dad taught me was he took a carburetor and put it in a box and put some tools in the box and gave me the box, and he said, go over there, take this thing apart, put it back together, and bring it to me when it works.
I was able to upload your latest video, how to make auxiliary reverse lights multifunctional. I actually have this up here. And I mean, dude, it's very hands-on. Like, they travel the road with you. So any frustrations, any kind of hardships you encounter, or that you would encounter as being a simple installer, you're going to encounter probably right along with them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. 156 views so far. You got 16 thumbs up, man. I mean, like, obviously, you're getting people to watch. People are paying attention.
Yeah, that video was actually requested by a couple people. I did another video that was similar. That was how to make a light bar come on with your high beams for your headlights. And then somebody asked, you know, if I could do something similar with reverse lights. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. But I had to throw on a little bit more of a spin on it and make it to where you can do multiple things with one switch, but yet break it down to where it's easy enough to where anybody can do it. Because that video, if somebody was to go to a shop and, you know, if they bought that switch off of Amazon, the switch was like $12. and then I got a little cheapy set of lights to use for that video that were like $15. And if you were to just, spend $30 on that stuff, but yet take it to a shop and have a shop wire that up, you're not getting out of there for less than $300-400 to do what I did in that video, when you could do it yourself for $30.
Stupid.
And I don't like seeing people getting ripped off. And I'm not saying shops rip people off.
No.
There are some reputable shops, and some things do warrant the cost, but not everything does. When you go in for an oil change, a little old lady goes in for an oil change, and then she leaves with a $500 bill. No, there's something wrong there.
Right.
Which I'm not saying 90-year-old ladies are watching well, I don't know. There might be some 90-year-old grannies watching my show like, oh, I'm going to put some lights on the back of my Jeep.
I don't know. That's kind of hot. Like, I don't know, man. Like, there's something about a woman who is not afraid to grab a video and be like, all right, I think I'm going to do this today. And show some initiative and go out and do something like that. And the wife, I can see the hands from the couch, from the guest couch. But I mean, absolutely, man. Independent woman is absolutely probably one of the most sexiest things. So thanks, Rocky X, for making women a lot sexier by giving them an opportunity. Because now when they're like, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, you need to get Rocky X TV in your life, and you don't know how to do that.
They'll be out in the driveway fixing, their boyfriend or their husband's Jeep. They're sitting there watching one of my videos, and they've already watched it. So, like, the husband or boyfriend's inside trying to figure out how to wire up a switch, and then he goes outside, and his wife's already out there, got everything tore apart. Like, I got this. Just go back inside.
Man,
Make me some cookies. Fucker.
I remember the first stereo I ever hooked up, man. I had a 1987 Mercury Tracer, and it was a 4-door hatchback style, and I had 3 JL12s, two of the boxes, 2 of the subs were like this, and then I had 1 sub in the front
facing.
the huge front-facing box, and I had a 2,000 watt precision power amp, and I thought I was slick because I wired that bitch into the car, and I wasn't paying attention and touched metal to metal and found out exactly what an old school car can do.
Yeah.
Like, it gives you an old school kick in the ass with a new school zap.
You could weld with a car battery. I mean, like, I've seen people that are like trying to change a battery, and they'll take a wrench, and they'll be loosening like, the positive cable, and they'll touch it over onto the negative, and you can actually burn a wrench in half if you leave it on there long. It's crazy. You have to be careful with some of it, and it's not as bad as like doing house wiring. I won't wire anything in a house.
No.
That's the thing that surprises people. They watch all my videos and they see the wiring and all the crazy stuff I do to vehicles. But when it comes to messing with any electric stuff in the house, the closest thing I'll do is turn on and off a light switch or plug something in. And it's like, other than that, I'm not touching that. Because it's like, this wire will shock you, this one will shock you, this one will kill you, this one will just hurt a little bit. It's like, no, I'm done.
Well, speaking of I'm done, I got this song right here, The Afterlife, for you guys. We're going to take a break here. Check out AntmanVs.com. And Rocky, where can they find your YouTube channel, man?
It's youtube.com/RockyXTV.
Right on. We're going to be right back after this. And I'm going to give a shout out to Columbus Botanical Depot, Raw Designs, my man Ryan Woods, designs by Raw.com, Photo Nation AP, ZTPMag.com, Raw Beautiful Bold, ZTPMag.com, and Photo Nation AP as well. I said that again, but I want to make sure I reiterate because I haven't talked to Dave in a while. I've seen he's going vegan. So I really...
Dave, man.
So he watched his documentary about what the health is the name of the documentary.
I haven't seen that, but I've seen the title on Netflix. I haven't watched it.
And he said he watched it and it changed his life. And then check this out. So 24, not even 24, probably 48 hours or so after, I see a social media post from his girl, future wife, and Natty goes, well, nothing like coming home and having the fridge cleaned out of all the meat products and replaced with nothing but vegan products because the ginger says that meat is the devil.
And wasn't he just like smoking chicken or something not too long ago?
Right, and she made it so, and she's like, well, I'm glad that 4-month-old smoker out back is gonna get some attention now. Like, so they can bring it over to our house for the birthday party. I mean,
smoke some tofu or whatever.
Right, yeah.
Is tofu vegan or is that? I don't know anything about that stuff.
I don't know. We'll have to ask Siobhan about that. She's half vegan, half, I don't know what she is.
I did not know that.
Yeah. She blames me. She says I eat too much meat and that she can't be around it, so I corrupted her. But I think that's shenanigans. But so we're going to check this out right here, The Afterlife. We'll be right back after this. And the 9 o'clock hour, don't forget, we're going to be doing a ticket giveaway. Open up the phone lines. The first caller will get 2 tickets to the Upchurch, The Redneck, and Charlie Bonnet show August 26th at Muddy Creek. So you guys want to be part of that for sure. And we'll be right back after this.
Saying you're falling, never finding. You can't believe it until you're on your own. Out of body, you try to you deny it. At the scene of a crime, but tell me everything is right. Tell me there's nothing wrong with your life. Tell me there's something down in your soul, and money wouldn't buy you a home in the afterlife. But tell me everything is right. You've come along, you've never noticed, never listened to the system, you dismiss it all. And what your cause and what your motive at the scene of a crime. But tell me everything is right. Tell me there's nothing wrong with your life. Tell me there's something down in your soul, and money wouldn't buy you a home in the afterlife. But tell me everything is right. You can't believe until you see it, and it wouldn't mean a thing until you want it to be. You never ask for anything, you're truly independent, even if you never even had to try. In the afterlife. But tell me everything is right. Tell me there's nothing wrong with your life. Tell me there's something down in your soul, and money wouldn't buy you a home in the afterlife. But tell me everything is right.
Hey, this is Brandon.
And this is Barab,
We're 8 Pound Pressure.
and you're listening to Ant-Man Versus.
Never have I ever driven 700 miles just to try out something new. Never have I ever compromised my own future when I had everything to lose. Never have I ever hit rock bottom, could have been a bathroom asking what have I done. Never have I ever had an instinct stronger vessel. Don't turn around, just run. You could remember, you could forget, you could turn the world off, or you could
won't you help us change these feelings? Or won't you help stop the wars in Egypt? Because our killing fields are getting too crowded now for anyone to stand tall above it all, unless you believe. Believe in you and me. How long must we be under oppression from our fathers? The bloody massacres are a dozens. And no matter how you read the holy books, one thing's for sure: violence is a mindless tool for greed. Oh, won't you help us change these feelings? Oh, won't you help stop industry from thieving? Because our killing fields are getting too crowded now for anyone to stand tall above it all, unless you believe. Believe in you and me. Yeah, yeah. Believe in you and me. Oh, say, oh, won't you help us change these feelings? That everyone out there is for themselves and deceiving. Yeah. Because our killing fields are getting too crowded now for anyone to stand tall. Oh, above it all, for your brothers and sisters and oh, won't you help us change these feelings? Oh, won't you help stop hypocrisy from breeding? Because our killing fields are getting too crowded now for anyone to stand tall. Oh, above it all, for your mothers and fathers saying, all we want to do is stand tall for one another. Stand tall above it all, because we believe. We believe in you and me. Yeah. Believe in you and me.
Almost want to like break out the lighters and kumbaya type stuff with that, man. And this Killing Fields, Matt Suarez sent that in to us. So hanging out with Rocky XTV, man. You know, we're talking about YouTube, we're talking about social media, we're talking about all that stuff. What is your biggest pet peeve, Rocky? Like because you see it, you see all the stuff that we're talking about tonight.
Yeah.
Like,
When it comes to YouTube pet peeves, I guess as of recently, it would have to be people not necessarily stealing content, but let's say borrowing ideas and the way that you do things.
Yep.
You've done something a certain way for a while, and then you've seen another channel and they do something a certain way.
Right.
Then all of a sudden you watch one of their videos and it's almost like I'm watching one of my videos with somebody else doing it. It's like they start doing it. It happens a lot, but there's nothing you can do about it. You don't want to confront the person about it or anything, because the internet is somewhere where you definitely don't want to make enemies, because it doesn't matter how many times you block somebody, they can just go make another account and just so it's definitely stealing content is one of my biggest things. I guess there's a better word for it than stealing content, but I can't think of exactly how to put it.
Social media plagiarism.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
No, but I actually just ran into that recently myself. We did a interview with Joe Brennan from Columbus Botanical Depot here in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh yeah, I watched that one.
And Dave Sheets was in on that, and there was a internet-based magazine type. I don't know, entity. We'll go with that. We'll say entity.
Yeah.
And they shared word for word my article and my interview. And I wrote an email. Now the funny thing is that I watermark, and because you can watermark your YouTube videos, you can do all that, And so what happens is that when somebody shares your shit or posts it without your permission, that link is broke, so the video doesn't work. It's just the typing of whatever they put in there, whatever. Yeah. So really, we live in an age where all you gotta do is highlight, copy, and paste the text and put it in wherever you want. Weedit.com, and I'm not afraid to put them out there. I don't know if it's necessarily stealing, but they certainly didn't write me an email and say, hey, we want to share this, or hey, we want to put this out there. I mean, that's one thing if you're sharing it to get content out there and put it out there, but it's another entirely if you're just sharing it with no intent to drive anybody towards anything else from that person. Yeah. So it's like if I'm going to go to your video and share the glove box video, then I'm going to find other videos and share those too. I'm not just going to grab the one that's got the most hits and share that.
Yeah. And I mean, you'll find other people that, you'll make a video and just say for that glove box video, you'll make that video and then a week later, somebody else will make that video, and you can tell clearly. And I found multiple videos, not necessarily the glove box, but just that for an example. I have found multiple videos of people installing the same thing, which is no problem. Hey, it's a product anybody can buy. But I can clearly tell that they are following my directions, because most of the time I don't follow the directions.
Right.
Because I'll go through and sometimes I'll assemble whatever I'm working on and then take it back apart and do the video. So, it makes the video go smoother, and I don't look like so much of a jackass, messing everything up.
Kind of makes sense. I mean,
and so I basically rewrite my own instructions. And then when I see somebody else making a video step by step exactly the way I did it, and I'm like, I took those directions, turned them upside down, flipped them over, crumbled them up, threw them over in a corner, and yet this guy is installing it exactly like I am. So it's not like he's following the instructions. So it's like, I bet if you listen real close, you could probably hear my video in the background.
Yeah, right.
And it's cool. I make the videos for people to learn how to do stuff, but I'm not making videos for you to learn how to make how-to videos, if that makes any sense.
So you've been in audio, you've worked on cars, you've worked on a lot of things. Is there any other passions outside of the YouTube that you enjoy that you do?
There's a lot of stuff. Mainly taking the Jeeps out and stuff with the wife and tearing those up, and then of course I get to make videos about fixing them. But that goes right back to the YouTube thing. But you know, music is something that, you know, we, you know, all of us have in common here is, you know, really big into, you know, local music and stuff like that. There's very few like national bands that I'm really into. A lot of the stuff is
It's
locals.
really changed a lot for me personally, especially being on this end of the microphone, because then, you know, it gets beyond the whole music part of it. It becomes more of all right, who's got the most to talk about?
yeah.
You know, and it's just like I wanna support music. I wanna support people that are involved in trying to make headway and trying to help other people learn and understand. It's really hard when you hit the narrow-mindedness.
Yeah.
You know, with music, you sent me, and I'm not afraid to bring it up. You sent me an audio about 2-3 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ish.
Okay.
Maybe a month ago.
If it's what I'm thinking of, it's been quite a while back.
And I didn't say anything about it, like, because I wanted to wait till you were in the studio about it, man. But dude, that was pretty badass.
I thought it was going to be completely different. Like
no, not at all.
You
like,
suck.
No. In fact, I was quite surprised because you don't do that all the time. So you just be like, hey, Ant, I want you to check this out. I was kind of like, oh shit. I thought it was a YouTube video. I thought it was something you're getting ready to upload. And I checked it out, man. And it's a cover, but it's still a really good cover, man. So
yeah, I mean, I really enjoy singing. I don't think a lot of my subscribers know that. I do have like an attachment at the bottom of my page that's like to my music channel, which I haven't done anything with in over probably 2 or 3 years now. It's got some of my songs on there. Well, not my songs. Most of them are covers. I think only one is an original song. But yeah, that was another one of my passions was singing. But it's just one of those things that I haven't done in so long. I've just kind of fell out of it. Firearms, that's another thing that the wife and I are really into. But
me too. Yeah.
But I quit doing videos on those because YouTube has gotten really unfriendly to people that have firearms content.
Well, thanks to Facebook and all the idiots who film what they're about to do to other people on social media. I think that's got a lot to do with it. But I'm an avid Second Amendment carrier as my phone goes off. I'm an avid Second Amendment supporter and a carrier as well. But, you know, it's a right time and a right place for everything, I think. And being 2017, it's kind of, it's hard for me to go out certain places because I feel like, and this is where a lot of people get mad at me, but I feel like a sheep sometimes, man. Like I feel like, you know, all right, cool. There's no sign. There's no sign on the door, but I'm the first person that gets asked to leave if I walk in there, and I'm kind of like, all right, well that's cool. I'll go to Taco Bell, or I'll go wherever, you know, whatever.
Now, do you open carry?
I do.
Okay,
So the thing is, you know, being disabled, being in a situation, I've been robbed twice. And I was at Cleveland Avenue and Weber at the mobile gas station on the corner right there, right on Weber and Cleveland Avenue. And I was in my pajama pants, and I had a dude come up behind me and get me. I didn't have any cash on me. The funny thing was that well, not even funny, really kind of pissed me off, but I was the only, I don't know how I was the only person that was like me there. And, and the manager of the store said, no, I know who it is. I'm not going to file charges because I don't want retaliation.
What?
So the cops that came to the scene were like, well, you know, and it took them 45 minutes to get there and a bunch of other stuff. And I mean, it was crazy, you know. All for $10 in gas. Like that's what I put in my car was $10. The only reason why nothing happened is because I had a card, not a cash. Yeah. You know, and I was pretty honest with the officer. I was like, well, the next time you come to a scene with my ID, it's gonna be a little bit different. Yeah. And the second time, I was going to my car, walking out of Walmart at Easton, the ghetto mart up there. And I was walking out of the Walmart up there, and a dude come up behind me, shoved a shopping cart into me, which was my bad leg, and knocked me off balance, and took my bag of shopping stuff and took off running. And that's cool. I caught up to him real quick. Yeah, because my car was in the handicap spot right away. So like he was running and he got on a little pedal bike and car pedal bike. I win. That's all I'm gonna say. You know.
Dave, my passion is anal.
yeah. So shout out to Dave, Mr. Vegan himself, because he saw it.
What's going on with that, Dave?
So we want to talk about that, Dave, and let us know what your take is on that, man. You saw the What the Health documentary. Now you're vegan. Life-changing.
I'm gonna go watch it now.
I'm kind of interested now. I'm like, man, did I miss out? What the hell? So we're hanging out here with you, Rocky X, and what we haven't had a chance to talk about is Mrs. Rocky X.
Uh-oh.
And Mrs. Rocky X has been pushing you for quite some time, man. You always refer to her as the wife in the videos.
Yep, everybody knows her as the wife.
So you care to elaborate a little bit about the shining force that you have?
You know, what's the saying? Like, behind every great man is an even greater woman, or whatever the saying is. I'm not good with those. But yeah, and she has pushed me to keep going and keep doing, you know, the YouTube videos and stuff like that. Because there's times, you know, early on and still to this day, you know, I'll make a video, like I was saying earlier, put a lot of work into a video, spend 3 days editing and reshooting and all this stuff, and then post it, and it gets nothing.
What the fuck am I doing this for?
Yeah, and I'll just be like, you know, I'm done. I'm just not doing it anymore. And she's always there to bring up, you know, hey, what about that other video that you made the other day? How's that doing? And then I'll look and like, oh, wow, that's up by 1,000 views, you know, and she keeps pushing me to do it. And I'm glad she does. You know, there's a lot of times that she probably doesn't think I'm glad because of some of the language that gets thrown her direction.
The colorful language?
Yeah.
I'm a very colorful language kind of guy myself.
Yeah.
So, you know, when there's times when I'm in the studio and I can't get that audio right, or I can't get that clip right, or I can't get the YouTube as like what I call the YouTube channel itself, the live streaming portion of that, is such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And it's like they make you work for every piece of it. Like, you want this watermark, you got to do this and this and this and then that. And you know, if you want to share the video, you can't just share this video. You need to share this part because this part says watch. So if you share this part, they'll be able to watch it from there to there. Like,
Yeah,
So,
it's taken forever to figure most of that. The one thing that I'm still stuck on is fixing my damn channel art, like the channel banner.
Yeah.
Like the little square picture, you know, I've got the logo, all that stuff down, the watermark, I can do all of that. But the channel art, it's such a weird resolution, and then I don't do like Photoshop and all that stuff. That's the wife. She used to take pictures and do all that stuff. So I've got to get her to fix my channel art. There's nothing really wrong with the one that I have, but it's just 3 pictures that happen to be the right size when smashed together. It made the right size. So I need to get that fixed. So I mean, maybe Dave or somebody that does a lot of that stuff.
Yeah,
could work on that.
that would be probably be the way to go.
We have another Dave. Dave Mosley. Is that what
Oh
that
yeah,
says?
what's
I'm
going
kind of
on,
blind.
Dave? Yeah, it's Dave Mosley, man. Shout out to Dave and the Daves hanging out in the chat. The Daves hanging out in the chat room. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors: Columbus Botanical Depot, Raw Designs, designs by Raw.com, Photo Nation AP, Rocky X TV as well.
Yeah.
So and ZTBmag.com, Raw Beautiful Bold, ZTBmag.com. So we are hanging out here. It's 9 o'clock, and what I'm going to do, the first caller to call in to the YouTube, to our podcast show right now, 614-916-6372.
There's my phone.
Go ahead and give us a call, 614-916-6372. The first caller will get these 2 tickets to the Upchurch Redneck Show with Charlie Bonnet. And so we'll be doing that here for a little bit. So if you guys are a part of that, go ahead and give us a call. Like I said, 614-916-6372. Call in, be part of the action. As a matter of fact, bam.
Now you got a caller?
I got a caller.
This is exciting.
916-6372.
What's going on?
Call in, be part of the action.
Hello!
Did I win the Upchurch ticket?
What's going on, man?
Hey, I want to go to Upchurch, drink PBR, smash on my head, and jump fires and shit.
Yeah, man, you are the winner for the Upchurch Redneck tickets, Charlie Bonnet, and August 26th.
Where's that stuff? Where's that show at?
Muddy Creek Saloon out there in Heath, Ohio.
I think you know where that's at.
Shit. You're going to have to give it to someone else, gosh dang it. I'm already going to be there.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. Well, thank you so much here, and we're going to get our next caller.
All right, man. Get talking to famous people, man. Holy shit.
Well, thanks for calling in, man. All right, so let's get our next caller here, 614-916-6372. We had one, but I couldn't get him in fast enough. So, man, Rocky, that was, like, pretty quick, man, right off the rip.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, so like I said, go ahead, give us a call back, 614-916-6372. Make sure we get you guys the first caller to call in, we'll win these tickets. So see if you can get these guys to call back here. But, so hanging out with Rocky XTV, man, it is after 9 o'clock. Rocky, why is it that YouTube's kind of a fickle beast, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it is. I don't know who is in charge of making the rules and stuff for YouTube. You can pretty much put anything you want on YouTube.
Except for vape videos now, because the tobacco industry has changed a lot. They're cracking down on the vaping.
Yeah. But, I mean, you can upload pretty much anything, and it takes quite a while for most of them to catch what is going on there. But just a select few people can screw a lot of things up for people. Like I used to do gun videos on my YouTube channel, and some people did a lot of dumb stuff, and that made it to where, I mean, I could still do them if I wanted to, but that lumps my channel in with their channels. And
here we
screws
go.
me.
We got a caller here.
Awesome.
Hey, what's going on? You're calling into AntmanVs. How's it going?
Hey, Ant, how you doing? It's Dave Mosley.
What's going on, Dave?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good, man. Good to hear your voice. How you been?
Hey, I've been good, man. Been good.
You want to go to Upchurch, buddy?
Absolutely, dude.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, man. So I got 2 tickets for you to Upchurch the Redneck and Charlie Bonnet on August 26th. That's a Saturday. Doors are at 4:30, Muddy Creek. We've rocked it out there many times before, man.
Absolutely.
And so what I'll do is I will make sure that these tickets are at the door for you. You and a guest will be able to go to the Upchurch show. Make sure you bring your IDs, my man, and you guys will be covered.
Right on. What is the date on that?
The date is August 26th. It's a Saturday, and the doors are at 4:30 p.m., sir.
4:30. Right on, man. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
No problem, sir. Thank you for calling in tonight, man.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, bye. Just like that.
That is awesome. Like this live stream thing. Like like I've never done any of that before, or radio stuff. This is like a lot more exciting than making YouTube.
I don't know about
YouTube
that.
videos.
It's a lot of fucking work. Like a lot of people are like, you just put that show together. I'm like, no, dude. Like I'm in the studio at like noon, sometimes 11 a.m. preparing for a show, trying to make sure everything's all right and tight and pretty.
Maybe you have to be on this side over here for it to be like really exciting.
I guess like so the funny part about that is I'm doing a birthday show August 24th. It's a Thursday. I'm doing a 5-hour show, so we're doing 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And so everybody that's partnered up, that's sponsors or collaborators or working with Music Familia Productions, which is my production company, or me, will be here under one roof. And it's BYOB, which is bring your own beverage instead of bring your own beer, cause, and the cover for this event is one dish. Or two, because I'm a fat kid and I'll never turn down food. But so what we're doing is a live 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. show. If you guys, Mr. and Mrs. Rocky X, if you guys are available, more than welcome to come through and hang out with us live. Just get to know everybody that's part of the organization and stuff like that.
Awesome.
And we'll be streaming live, just hanging out. We'll make sure that the camera is not towards Mrs. Rocky X. I don't want to get shot, stabbed, kicked, or shanked.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure we avoid that. But, you know, so we'll be there hanging out live. A lot of the sponsors, like I said, people are going to be coming in all day. One thing, though, that we're doing, though, for 1 hour only, I haven't been told when this hour is going to happen, but... So, Photo Nation AP, David Sheets, the new DJ that's starting for our morning show is going to be here. And Siobhan, Amanda, is going to be here. And so they are taking over the show, and I have to sit on your side of the fence.
Now, is this voluntary, or is it because they want to, or are you going to be drunk at that point?
No, I'm not drinking, nothing like that. As a matter of fact, like, truthfully, the new DJ had the idea, and he was like, man, you know, it would be really cool if you sat on the other side and let a bunch of people ask you questions. I'm like, why the F would I do that? I'm like, do you know what could possibly entail from that conversation? And so what we're going to do is the 3 guys, 2 guys and a lady are going to sit here. They're going to have me ask questions. It's not going to be a roast, more or less. It's going to be an opportunity to ask questions. A lot of people don't know what I do or how I do it.
Yeah.
So it'll be an opportunity to pick my brain, you know, ask me questions. There's going to be probably some smart-ass people.
Yeah.
I'll only imagine, just because I know the people that I know.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's going to be a lot of people here. I think we have, like, up to 30 or so people coming.
Oh, wow.
So it's RSVP and all that fun jazz.
Oh, yeah.
So, but you guys are more welcome to come hang out with us. But we're going to have that going on. So I'm sure you're going to have a bunch of videos up between now and the 24th.
Oh, yeah, I try to do it at least 1 video a week. That is what I try to get out there, but sometimes more. So you mentioned Dave is going to be one of the people that's
yeah.
Now, is he interviewing you as Dave, or is he taking on another?
He hasn't told me. He didn't even know that I was going to bring him in. He had no idea. And I was like, you know, I wanted people who I knew were going to take it serious and were going to really come up with serious questions that are, like, not stupid, like, what kind of underwear do you wear?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, there's always that free bird. There's always that one. So I want to make sure that, you know, it's just an open forum, kind of get to know Ant-Man kind of thing. Because from what I understand, a lot of people are just like, you just kicked in the music scene doors, and you just, I don't know, as long as I've known you, you've just been here. You're just Ant-Man. Like, I don't even know where I met you. I just know you, Ant-Man. I was like, do you even know my real name? Most people know. Yeah. Okay, well, all right. But we're friends on Facebook, bro. I see your posts all the time.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I remember, you know, first couple times meeting you, and it was, you know, it was, what was it the other day? I was watching the show. I think it was Stevie called you the wee little Ant-Man.
Wee little Ant-Man.
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember that. It was crazy. From then till now, it's like you've grown so much in that. Like, I've seen, you know, when I first met you, how, you know, you were very similar, but definitely a lot more.
That's cool. You can say it.
Awkward, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Not comfortable.
Yeah. I think the first time I met you, I thought you were like trying to sell merch for a band. Like, you were just like hanging out over there. I didn't know you were like wanting to talk to them or something. I thought you were just standing over there.
I just want to be patient, be respectful. You know what I mean? Kind of wait your turn, like a DMV kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, because truthfully, at the end of the day, you're going to have, at a music show, when you're talking to bands or you're talking to anybody, like anybody, first and foremost, unless you have some kind of representation, you're just a fan until known otherwise.
Yeah.
So, you know, I want that relationship. I want to be able to be a fan first, because if I have to just come in and do my job, that sucks.
Yeah, that's when, you know, I guess the difference between, you know, career and work, or however you want to put it, like, you know, doing something that you love and then it could be ruined by something like that. I have random thoughts that pop in my head and then they disappear just as quick as they get there, so I say random things like that every now and then.
Oh yeah, it's okay. I have verbal diarrhea, as I call it. You know, it's like if I had my own roll of toilet paper for my verbal diarrhea, I'd never have to worry about buying toilet paper again.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, the thing is, man, you know, it takes all of this takes a lot of testicular fortitude or heart, whatever you want, because you're not just putting the products out there, you're putting a brand out there, and you believe in what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
And I think, and that's the difference between quality and quantity. You know, you could have 1,000 videos out there, 1,000 how-to videos, or 1,000 podcasts out there, but if every one doesn't show a level of growth or learning or changing, it doesn't necessarily have to be the views or have to be that. It's just, oh, okay, this week I changed the logo size, or last week I changed some text, or I changed my angle. I mean, a lot of camera angles are a big thing. A lot of people don't really think about that, you know, and the mindfulness that it takes, the pre-planning, well, okay, so I need to move my tool bench over because my tool bench is too far away from where I need to be if I need a tool for the video, da-da-da-da-da. I mean, there's little things that you just have to, you know, and it's like people look at my studio, they walk in and they're like, oh, wow. And they're like, so you do all that every show? And I was like, yeah.
It's pretty impressive in here. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's compared to what I do in the garage. I mean, this is crazy.
We'll get together, brother. We'll get together, man.
Let's do like a live stream in the garage.
Yeah.
Well, my subscribers, if any of them, you know, are watching or watch this after the fact, they're going to be like, this is a whole different version of Rocky X from Rocky X TV. Because when I do the how-tos, you know, I don't really cuss or anything like that. You know, so you know, I'm just trying to be real nice and proper.
The relatability, you know, you're so focused on being a professional, relatable person because it's not about you; it's about the product you're providing or selling or putting out there. The one that sold me on it. Totally on your channel was the jumper cable video.
The smart jumper cables. Those are amazing.
I watched that video probably like 6 times because I was like, man, like, you know, fascinated with the whole can't screw this up jumper cable.
Yeah.
Because I worked at O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and I've seen. And I've worked on cars, and, you know, I've seen so many crazy things. Going to stereo competitions, what these guys have to do because something burns, melts, or does something in between. So they got to come up with some kind of finagled thing just to get that 3 minutes of audio.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, I'm really, like, thankful that I have videos like yours to look at because, I mean, if not, then I would be still electrocuting the shit out of myself.
Yeah, I'm really grateful. That's one of the best companies I've worked with. Mycanic is the company that sent me those. I remember I'd sent them an email. This was, you know, before I started working with them and using their products. I sent them an email like a long time ago and never heard anything. So I'm like, okay, you know, they don't want anything to do with it. And then all of a sudden I get this email and they're like, sorry, we were so late, you know, getting back with you. Checked out your channel. We love it. We want to send you this and try this out and stuff. And they're one of the biggest supporters of Rocky X TV. But to be honest, with those smart jumper cables, I mean, they work as I showed in the video and everything, but I had never seen such a thing before. So honestly, I was a little leary when I got them. I'm like,
it was like country versus 2017. Like,
I'm like,
old school versus new school.
All of their products worked great, and I'm like, but I've never seen anything like this. So when I mean, off camera, I'm like, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try hooking it up backwards, and I'm like leaning away from it. And I'm like, oh. Okay, wow, it really is.
That's when you need a stunt person. You need something.
Yeah, and it's
tag. You're it.
Yeah, and I was surprised that wow, this does work, and you know, I just couldn't comprehend that wow, they actually made that. Why didn't anybody do this sooner? There'd be so many people that still have their vision that didn't, you know, spark up in their face and stuff like that. It's like just
crazy, man.
Yeah.
So I want to give a shout out to Mycanic. Mycanic. Okay, so they might be checking out the video tonight. They might be checking out the show.
I hope so.
So it'd be interesting to hear from them and see what they think about it. And you know, Rocky, I was thinking about it, man. It might be interesting to. We're doing a new show, a morning talk show from 8 to 10 on Sundays. We're going to call it Sunday Morning Meltdown. And the new DJ is going to be coming in and talking about that, talking about some stuff we're going to be doing on the birthday show. But I thought about it. I'm like, maybe once a month we could bring you and your partners in, and you could bring in on the talk show side of it, bring in a part and take it apart and this and that. And you could bring a video that you've already done or that video that you're going to bring, and we can put it up too. and put it on our stuff and cross promote the shit out of you
Yeah,
and try
that'd
to
be
help
really
all
cool.
that stuff out too. That just came to me like while we were in segment a couple
Yeah.
minutes ago. I was like, oh, man, that would be yeah.
That'd be really cool. I'm really excited about your new Sunday show because, like you said, it's supposed to be more talk and less music.
Yeah.
And this might surprise a lot of people, but I like talk radio. I'll sit there and listen
It's
to
not
700
NPR.
WLW.
A lot of people are like, so wait a minute.
Oh,
Less
yeah.
music. Well, less music, more talk. I was like, yeah, but it's not Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
We're not going to be sitting here talking about crap. And we're just going to talk about topics, different talk segments, less music. We might, the music, what we're thinking about doing is maybe having a house band, a sponsored band for that type of segment. So like each Sunday, a band, will play a full album from a band.
Yeah.
And if they want to get in on that, we can do that or something, whatever. But we can do the same call-in type setup. The talk segments are going to be, we're going to try to avoid government. We're going to try to avoid religion. We're going to try to avoid the really touchy, I want to,
That can make or break you,
Yeah.
Because you could get, a big fan base out of it, but do you want that fan base?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you want to be that guy?
Right, yeah. And, so a lot of people think it's interesting because of the whole ability to, they say I'm so transparent and they say you're this, you're that. So it'll be interesting to see how your radio show goes because we see you on air. We see you how you are with your music show. So to see you in a talk setting, nobody's seen you in a talk setting. So this is kind of interesting to see what you're going to have to say. And I told the team when we had a production meeting 2 weeks ago when this all came down, and two heavy-hitting businesses out of California were like, so have you thought about doing a talk show? If you think about doing a talk show, we'll think about sponsoring you.
That's awesome.
And then I was like, well, I sure as shit will think about it. Let me get on that. And, basically, long story short, hemplucid.com, which is equal partner with Columbus Botanical Depot, saw our podcast with Joe, and that over 5,000 views, almost 6,000 views.
Yeah,
now.
I actually saw that today. It was it's like up there with your most popular videos. What it's like 5.8K or something like that.
Yeah,
it's getting out there like crazy.
And then I did another interview with Organic Bandits and Ricky Wolf from Night Wolf Concert Promotions. I think that's up to like 1,400-ish. So, I mean, the potential is there. A lot of people are like, why haven't you put it into advertising, Ant? And I was like, because you got to have something to advertise, bro.
Yeah.
Like, look, I got my zipper down in my video. 1,000 likes for having my zipper down.
Yeah.
But what about the 500 thumbs down I got from all the protesters?
Yeah.
So what has it been like to make the transitions over, Rocky, from music to trying to focus on family and then focus on YouTube? Because I know you took a break between the music, and the YouTube thing, like a good stretch of time, just to focus on family and get right?
Yeah, it was kind of, I guess you could say, a growing up period. Because when the wife and I were doing X13, the sound company, the mobile sound company and stuff, that was, it's like heavy drinking days and stuff like that. And I was still acting like a kid and all that, and, doing a lot of stuff that I shouldn't have done, but still trying to be professional enough. But actually, that's another one of, like, we were talking earlier about some keys to success with stuff. Knowing the right people and collaborating with someone that has the skills that you don't have. Like when I met the wife, she knew all of the people in the music scene and like all the bands and stuff. And I had the know-how of how to work all of the audio equipment. And then we put that together, and then we had the sound company.
Strengths and weaknesses, really what it comes down to.
Yeah. And then it got to the point where we were like, you know what, it's too much, carrying all the gear and stuff like that. And, we had employees and stuff, but then it just got to be some shows we, didn't make enough to pay employees, so we had to do them ourselves and carry all the equipment. So we're like, we're going to shut that down. And we stopped doing that, and that kind of started my growing up period that I was saying, and like you said, family, learning how to be a family man and all this other stuff. And And growing up with that, and then I got the hang of that, but then I became way too domesticated and became kind of bored. So I had to find something, and then I started doing the YouTube stuff like that, and I found that the YouTube and the family home life, I like that. That's what I like. I honestly, I probably wouldn't go back and do the sound company stuff. I look back on it as being fun, but I don't think I would ever want to go back to that. I think I'm just getting old. That's all it is.
I think what happens at the end of the day, man, you realize, like, if you're not, you have to be equally, I feel like it's an equal opportunity thing. You have to be happy at all points.
Yeah.
To make it all connect. And if something's not kosher, it rocks the whole boat off tilt, you know? And so when you sit back, like, just finding out having a baby, you know, I'm finding all about adult life now, and, you know, you find out who your friends are when shit gets tough.
Yeah,
you know.
When you take off for a little while and you're not around, you really find out who your friends are. Like, if you take a little bit of a break and you come back, you'll really find out who your friends are.
Yeah. So I can't get enough of how hands-on the YouTube channel is and the direction you're trying to go. And I hope, man, that you continue on the successful path that you got going with that YouTube channel, because I mean, the sky's the limit, really. The nice thing is with YouTube is that you are your own boss.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, the wife, the woman behind the scenes is actually the boss.
She wears the pants.
She does.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all right. Mine wears the pants too, so.
It happens.
So, but so we got Douchebag Criminals coming up towards the end of the hour, and I got this song right here called Heavy Motion, and this is from my awesome friends from Wilton Said. And I love this band. This is off their album called The View, and it's called Heavy Motion. Hope you guys like it. We'll be right back with Rocky X TV.
Standing still, a wave over my eyes. Salty sting, salty taste, trying to hide my desires. My defeat, my defection betrays my desires, leaving hurt, pumping blood to my rise. Emotion takes me in. Emotion meditates. Emotion takes me in. Emotion meditates. like a worm. Crawl down beside me, just like a worm.
Hanging out with my man Rocky X TV. What's going on, Rocky?
I was still sitting here admiring all of your knobs and
different,
sliders
right?
It's
a lot. It's a lot. A lot of people are like, "You do that the whole show, dude." I'm like, "Yeah, I just do what I'm supposed to do, man. I do what I get paid to do."
Well, I wish I could have like this kind of setup in the garage, but the problem is I would have to set it
You're
up
so
and take it down.
hands-on. Yeah, like what you would have to almost do, man, would be like create a little production corner.
Yeah.
In the garage, you know what I mean, and have your little black slide hidden like Oz type curtain,
Yeah.
you know, and set it up, man. But I'd love to come out and I'll help you. I'll help you put the videos together, man.
Yeah, that'd
like,
be
whatever.
awesome.
Just have a second pair of hands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Zoom in, do whatever I need to do. Oh shit, I got to retake. Fuck.
Yeah, there's been
Okay.
so many times that I wish that I had a cameraman. Like, it's because setting up an angle, and what I've done is compensated by just buying more cameras.
Mhm.
There's been a lot of people comment on my regular how-to videos. They're like, for a how-to video, that has the most camera angles I have ever seen, and they're like, it's not a bad thing. It's like all these different angles. That must have took you forever. And it's like, well, I'm not taking one camera and repositioning it over and over. I have my main camera, my hero camera, I guess you could say, that's normally the one that I talk to and has my audio device and everything. And then I've got a bunch of these little cameras that are just all over the place, and I hit record and let those things roll. and I'll go through all the footage, and I'm like, okay, that's a lot better angle than the other one, so I'll use this clip here and this clip and stuff like that. But then let's get into production value and all that other stuff, and it's like it starts to cost a lot of money to do it.
It does, yeah. And I had a conversation with somebody the other day. They Facebooked me, and they were like, "I've been watching your YouTube videos," and they had the audacity to make the statement, I can do that." And I was like, "Really? You can do that?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's not that hard." And I was like, "Really? It's not that hard?" I was like, "All right." All I could really say was, "All right." ... Like, you know. And we were just talking about it, off air. The whole reason behind doing these videos or doing these things is because, being tired of the man trying to take advantage of the working man. Yeah. And I've worked in shops, customer service as well, and people are assholes, especially the ones that don't know anything. You come to me and you asked me questions. Like, you asked me how to. I tell you how to, and you tell me F you, like you don't know what you're talking about. You just asked me.
Exactly. Yeah. That was I felt so bad for when I worked in shops. The worst job I ever had in a shop was as a service writer. That's kind of your step between customer service and the mechanic. Like your customer service,
upsell,
guys at the desk and sitting there rigging you up. But then there's the guy that goes through and marks down basically everything that's wrong with the vehicle. And then depending on who your boss is, there's a lot of check marks that they want you to check, even if there's not anything wrong. Like we were saying off air, like air cleaners, biggest thing, brakes, no matter what. And I hate to say this, but most shops, when you go in for just a simple $19.95 oil change, they advertise or $15 oil change,
$35 by the time you get done.
Yeah, and it's always brakes. They're like, your brakes only have 5% left on their lifespan. If you leave this shop, you will die. And it's like,
we can't let you leave this shop. Yeah. We can't legally bring it off the lift. We have the tires off of it.
Yeah.
My uncle used to get so fired up because my grandma, like my aunt, would go with my grandma to get tires or whatever. We're not gonna name any Tuffy. We're not gonna name any places, but my grandma went in just for tires and was like, "Oh, you need a radiator belt, you need this. Oh, you look at this cracking right here. If you look at this cracking right here, you can see, oh, and this cabin air filter, air filter, that's in your glove box, and we can't advise you to do that on your own because that right there, ma'am, that will void the warranty." Yeah. Like, oh, man, I think I've heard it all. I think I've heard it all.
There are still some good shops out there, but they're really hard to find, and it's sad to say that, but it's just all the more reason.
Parts stores are just as bad.
Yeah, I mean, with the upsells and stuff on that, like you go in, and sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not. You go in for spark plugs, and then the only thing that they should there should only be two things that they should honestly try to upsell you if you're going in to get spark plugs is a little packet of anti-seize and a little packet of dielectric grease. Mm-hmm. And the dielectric grease is basically just to put into the rubber boot for your spark plug to go on to prevent corrosion, and the anti-seize so they don't get corroded and stuck in there. But if you go in and you're getting spark plugs and then you walk out of there, it's like going into Walmart. You go in for a case of water, and then you come out of there with a giant ass flat screen TV and all this other stuff. Yeah. It's
free financing. Like
yeah, exactly. It's like I came out of there with a credit card and it's already maxed out. How did that happen?
Right. Oh, wait, I got layaway for Christmas. My kids are going to be happy. That Lego set's going to be awesome. Yeah. No, man, like, what do you say to the people that hit you up that are just, because you got to have those people that are like, I tried that and it didn't work.
I have a lot of people like that, and depending on their demeanor, if you can kind of tell that some of them, when they come in, they just want to argue. They just, like feeding the troll or whatever they call it. Some of them I'll say, sorry, that didn't work for you. Thanks for watching my video. And sometimes I'll actually go and find another video that is similar, and I'll put a link on there because I'm not above sending somebody to another channel because hey, maybe you couldn't follow my directions, maybe you could try somebody else's.
It's just about common courtesy. If you can't find the info here, at least I'm being courteous enough to give you an opportunity to find it there.
Yeah.
And then I think at that point, if you can't find it from there, then maybe you shouldn't be doing the project.
Yeah, because there are some people that should not do it yourself. I mean, there are some people like that. Like what was it, like, it's been 5 or 6 years ago, there was a guy trying to, like, clean his gutters or something and burn his house down. Like, I don't know what he was doing. It had something to do with a ladder and a blowtorch or something. It's
Holy shit.
People like that should not be doing things
I was just
themselves.
trying to deep fry a turkey.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's always, they shouldn't sell those things to certain people. Like,
I've one of the funniest things about watching society and watching things is like how much things have changed. I mean, I'm an 80s kid, so I look back at the way things have changed and the direction that we've went, and I'm thinking, wow, it's 2017 and Trump's president. Like,
that is weird.
Jumper cables can not work reversed. Like, lights can be rewired. Like, okay. And so I have to ask, because you're such a straightforward kind of cat, what do you think about, like, the whole conspiracy Mars type of thing? You believe in the whole other terrestrial, extraterrestrial, whatever it is?
That's one of those things that I want to believe in it, like aliens and all that stuff. That's
proof.
Where you're going.
I need proof.
I want to believe in it because I really like watching documentaries on that stuff, but I always feel weird after watching it because I'm like, I'm glad nobody knows that I was sitting here watching 8 hours of conspiracy theory stuff, because there's always, you can be a conspiracy theorist, but not be crazy.
Let me grab my bug out bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm gonna move to Arizona. They got these awesome old missile silos that they turn into homes for $27,000. We could have a home in the ground.
You got a guy sitting there that has, like, the best evidence in the world of aliens or whatever, and he's really presentable and really professional, and you're like, well, this guy really knows what he's talking about. It's a real professional setting, but then as soon as they zoom out the camera and he's, like, in his fallout shelter and stuff, and it's like, oh, there we go. Yeah,
I wonder if it would be like Dave talking about the What the Health video. I love Dave, man, and I always bust his balls because, like, he is always the most straightforward cat. Like, if it's gonna be one person in the room that's gonna have anything to say that's not what the crowd is, it's Dave.
Yeah.
You know, he would be the one that'll stand up on the chair and be like, the sky's blue, just to argue, just to be like, no, it's actually fuchsia. Like, it's purple and blue and orange, and you get this to get this, and it's that. Like, he's that guy. So you need those guys in your life. They keep you straight.
Yeah. But I think there's a name for that. I think he has a disorder. What do they call that?
Gingeritis?
Yeah, that might be it.
No, man, he's a great guy, and he's actually branching out to do Photo Nation AP. So if you guys know, if you guys need any photos or anything done like that, man, hit up my man Dave, Photo Nation AP. I'm sure he's chiming in on the YouTube right now. You motherfucker.
Yeah, it's light going through a prism and all of this other stuff.
There are a lot of colors that make the color blue. He says, dude, watch it. And I will. I promise I will. But I just... my wife would kick my ass if I threw out all the food.
Oh, man. I would have to come over and kick your ass.
I mean, the country in me would just probably... Man, I don't know. My grandparents probably rolling over in their graves. But, like, what about bison? What about... God, I'm going to have to watch this fucking video. Jesus.
Well, the whole vegan thing, man, it's just, Dave, now that since you're a vegan,
oh, no.
I can't install the horn system that you want on your car. One of his favorite things about one of our Jeeps is the big train horn
it is.
that is on the Wrangler.
I want it on my truck because I saw your post about the fucking under. You want to talk about that after this?
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to bring that up.
Yeah.
But he, every time that we would, show up at Muddy Creek or we would see him anywhere, he would come out and he wants to honk the horn, and which is cool because we like letting people honk the horn. But now he wants one on his car, and it's like an Acura or something. He'll chime in here or whatever it is. I think it's an Acura, Lexus or something. And it's a nice looking car, but it's not a car that you would think of having. I think
Willie would just drive over the hood of it. Like it would be like a hill climbing competition.
Yeah. But it's definitely a car that you wouldn't expect a big loud horn to come from. So I was like, cool. Acura LSX or L. I'm blind. I can't see that.
ILX.
Yeah, there we go.
Foreign. What style is it?
Foreign cars. But yeah, he wanted to install a big horn system like that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll have to do that. But I can't do that now, Dave, because you're a vegan. Vegans aren't allowed to have train horns.
Vegans.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Oh man, yeah. I think I'm gonna be in touch with you to get some lights hooked up on the truck.
Yeah, I think we could do some video on that.
That would be sweet. I would love, because I know there's people I've seen you never know how many vehicles you have like other vehicles until you fucking buy it. You notice that?
Yeah.
You buy it and then you're like, oh, that motherfucker's got one. Oh, that
exactly.
Oh, they got one. How do I make mine different?
Yeah.
Like, so now I'm gonna have to get with Rocky XTV to make sure my Daddy Mobile is set aside from all the other Daddy Mobiles.
There you go.
So.
Oh God, we have pissed off the ginger. I just saw like 20 comments pop up.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not vegan, fresh food eater, no meat, no cheese, no milk. She's, what the hell is that?
If it doesn't have eyes, it doesn't taste good. Does that make sense?
I guess. I don't know. Man, I could, but I won't. My sponsors will not be happy about this. So, yeah, I won't go there. Especially the one, let me see if I still got their card over here. So, this is really going to not make Dave happy. So, Penny's Meats down in the North Market. If you guys haven't had a chance, man, my man John Penny, he's the owner of operator of Penny's Meats in the North Market. So go ahead and check him out, man, and give him a call, 614-549-6156. Give the shop a call, let them know that Ant-Man sent you over there, and I think you get like 5% off of your first purchase.
Do they do like sausages?
They
and stuff
do
there?
all kinds of stuff.
I love
fresh from Ohio.
Sausage.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'll get you. I'll send you this information. So, Rocky, we got about 11 minutes left of the show. We do Douchebag Criminals. We got 3 Douchebag Criminals tonight.
Awesome.
And just to give you a little bit before we get into a new song, Florida couple diving for lobsters find human bones. And it turns out that a distressed boater call leads Coast Guard to a huge marijuana seizure. And have you ever been so angry at your cell phone carrier you go into the local store with an assault rifle?
Oh, no, I've wanted to, but
yeah.
No.
So, angry woman robs cell phone store with large assault rifle. I think you'll get a kick out of this, too. So, we're going to be playing a little bit of this, a little bit about that. And I love this song right here. This is a little bit of something from Dos Ringos. We're going to go crazy style here, something a little bit different, man. I'm always about different, and so I guess this would be the best example of different. So let's see what happens. Here we go.
Hey, mama, daddy needs a glass. A little whiskey drink, a little time thing, a little bit of something to make this moment last. I woke up this morning past the break of dawn. Hey, mama, daddy needs a glass. A little whiskey drink, little tiny thing, little bit of something to make this moment pass. Hey, mama, daddy needs a glass, little bit of something to make this moment pass.
As promised, I love irritating these guys. Let's get it. Boba Flex, turn that fucking heat up.
Crazy, mother suffocating babies. There we go, you mama, it was sure to stop the streets like an ad wonder. Advice from the white hater, you wanna save the country, kill all the teenagers. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up.
I strikes like Richard Pryor's afro on fire. I get Molly Hop, my pentagram is live wired. I'm a liar, I'm a cheat, I'm a filthy-handed thief.
Fuck your life, fuck your beliefs. I'm a dragon, breathe fire thing. It's like the kraken, your skin starts to blacken. So raise your fist if you'll piss the rubber song. Look to the sky and you'll see God is gone. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up. Turn the heat up, turn the fucking heat up.
I know they're gonna be pissed at me someday. I'm probably
love
gonna.
that song.
I'm probably gonna get a huge law bill someday. Like, so you know all that song you played, you're gonna need to pay for that.
Yeah.
So we got a couple minutes left. You know, it's douchebag criminal time, my favorite time. So the biggest thing that I love about douchebag criminals is this is actually douchebag criminals is powered by hemplucid.com. You know. I get to tell you guys all about the fun, stupid douchebaggery that goes on. And a Florida couple was diving for lobsters when they found human bones instead. The Naples couple, who the Monroe County Sheriff's Office didn't name, went lobstering in the Keys around noon on Sunday. And while the man and woman were under the Card Sound Bridge near Key Largo, they spotted a skull and other human bones, which were later turned over to medical examiner. Deputies are saying that the initial examination didn't provide any clues to who they might belong to, how long they've been down there, or what cause of the death was, according to the deputies. Turns out the Florida Keys News is speculating that the bones may belong to a man who jumped the bridge in 2013, but was never found. So that's a nice little image there for you guys.
The wife is going to love one of these douchebag criminals.
So, yeah. So, check this out right here. So, this is what happens when when a distressed boater calls for help and the Coast Guard comes and finds a shit ton of marijuana. So, right here, if you've got drugs aboard and are having battery issues, I think the last thing you need to do is call the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly what happened in San Diego on Sunday morning, leading to a 1,200-pound marijuana seizure.
Jesus.
The distress came in over the radio to the Coast Guard from a person on the boat who said they were having battery trouble when members of the Coast Guard cutter Sea Otter arrived to the boat, which was located southwest of Point Loma. They discovered more than an issue with the battery. Try about 50 bundles of weed, weighing 1,200 pounds, and they were discovered during the inspection of the boat. The Coast Guard couldn't help but find the overwhelming aroma from the motor cabinet. And working together with multiple Coast Guard assets, we were able to make another huge seizure, according to the Coast Guard down there, and slow down the flow of illegal drugs into America, said Senior Chief Petty Officer Justin Eden. In the statement, it's never an individual effort, but always a team effort that makes these cases so successful. Both people aboard on the boat were arrested, obviously, and $1 million bail.
It's like the batteries over here. Don't mind all the pot.
Don't mind. Yeah, don't look at all the pot. So this one right here, Mrs. Rocky X, I wanted to get you this one right here. I thought of you because we've had cell phone conversations about how much you hate cell phones, and I thought you'd get a kick out of this. So, angry woman robs cell phone store with large assault rifle. That's right, folks. This image right here is of Fayetteville, North Carolina. A woman upset over not receiving a cell phone that she ordered later returned with a large firearm to rob the store. Security video shows the unidentified woman brandishing a large military-style gun over her shoulder while approaching the counter of a Fayette, North Carolina Sprint store. Yeah. Turns out that basically the woman is seen walking into the store, grabbing a phone, turning around, and walking out of the store. And the robber then flees the area in a dark blue Mazda. So Fayette police have not identified her. They have posted a picture of this, and in this picture, you know, you can clearly see here, and I'll enhance this image for you here. We'll enhance this for you. So, I mean, there you go, man. Right there, plain sight.
That's nuts.
It looks like an M5.
Yeah, I can't even see it. Like, I mean, I can see that she's holding something there, but with my blurry vision, it looks like a high-point carbine.
Yeah, that looks like a, yeah, you're right. So I don't know what to say about it, man. That's pretty crazy. But I do know what to say about you, Rocky X. Thank you, man, for coming and hanging out with me tonight, dude. I really appreciate it.
Thanks
I appreciate
for having
your
me.
channel and what you guys do over there, Rocky X TV. Make sure you guys check out Rocky X TV. When do you normally do your videos? There's like a day a week you shoot for?
Yeah, actually, normally it's pretty much every Wednesday morning. It's just whenever I get up and get it uploaded, but it's pretty much every Wednesday, and it's normally around 8:30, 9, something like that. So I always shoot for one every Wednesday, and then if I come up with something else, I'll throw one in here and there, but pretty much every Wednesday is almost guaranteed.
Right on. All right, Rocky X, man. Thank you so much for coming in, Mrs. Rocky X. I know you're not on camera, but we appreciate you. And so, Rocky, man, I am, let you guys know, again, you're cordially invited to the birthday party, August 24th. You guys can come and hang out. And if you guys have any new products you guys are going to display, or you guys want to preview or promote, you guys can do that, you know, that day, whatever. Hey, you need to check out this video, whatever. We're gonna,
Yeah.
you know, definitely. But all right, guys. Well, I am Ant-Man. I am out the door. We are getting ready to wrap. I have some quality time I need to be spending with my baby. So I'm gonna go change some diapers and be an adult, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah, crap. So, all right, Rocky X, man, thank you so much for being part of the action. I appreciate you, and we will see you guys soon. Next episode will be what, next Wednesday?
Yeah.
Next Wednesday. My phone's blowing up. People are blowing my phone up, man. Holy cow, ridiculous. All right, Rocky X, man, you have a great night, man, and I will talk to you guys next week.
See you guys.
See ya.